Back in 2013, the Slender craze raised the bar for the horror game genre in ways no one really expected. However, like riding a roller coaster for the third time, you learn the in and outs of the game which can dull the experience. Unless this is your first Slender Man experience, prepare for a playthrough that reflects the game's age. I'm Victor Aparicio, and this is Noisy Pixel's review for Slender Man: The Arrival for the Nintendo Switch. The opening of Slender Man: The Arrival has players see the world through Lauren's eyes as she visits her friend Kate to move out of her childhood home. That is until Lauren realizes something disturbing has happened as she finds her friend's house in shambles. Strangely, drawings line the wall with a tall figure. While investigating, a scream echoes from inside the forest. Without much of an idea of what has happened or who let out the scream, Lauren sets forth into the forest to learn more. The forest serves as the game's playground. Players venture through the darkness collecting clues that are key items in order to avoid Slender Man and advance to the next chapter. This is done by treading carefully as the teleporting Slender Man slowly tries to catch you off guard, getting close enough to capture you and scream loudly in your face, as veteran Slender Man players know. Even after all these years, the visual and audio effects are still effective at scaring the daylights out of me. Aggressive white noises and violently distorting video worsen as Slender Man gets closer, making the feeling of almost being caught worse than actually being caught. This works out so well since the sound design makes it as though Slender Man itself is breathing on you, and the distorting video makes it difficult to run away. While these mechanics still bring a chill to players, playing this port for the third time really brings down the fear factor after knowing the rules and the effects of the game all too well. That said, those who wish to replay the game via this version should keep in mind it's not as graceful with its presentation this time around. Regardless of this, Slender Man: The Arrival for the Switch does have strong features that make it as nerve-wracking and frantic as previous versions. Even though the game starts off on the right foot, with the first 3 chapters being an absolute thrill to go through, the game starts to go downhill with its presentation and gameplay over time, as the following chapters start to become more of walking between sequences for the story to play out. What makes matters worse is that there's a noticeable amount of technical issues, like screen ripples, stiff animations, and so much more that bog down the experience of the game. Thankfully, what carried me to the ending is the Arrival's use of sound and dialogue. The dialogue is especially to note since there's decent voice acting in the voicemails and old tapes that made the game sound more grounded in reality than the original. I find Slender Man to be a great time capsule for gaming's history. It's for that reason, plus the fact that it's still frightening, that I can see why Blue Isle Studio wanted to port it to the Switch. Unfortunately, I can't recommend this horror adventure to anyone that's played it already, but if you haven't, I recommend giving it a go. Noisy Pixel is giving Slender Man: The Arrival for the Nintendo Switch a 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Noisy Pixel is ran by a group of gamers who work tirelessly to give you reviews, previews, and more. To see more of our upcoming videos, please subscribe here on YouTube.